करना है. We wanted to just as we said, just ignite that spark. Ki tomorrow when you go back to your clinic, you will think of why don't I use Pilates, why don't I use Olympic lifts. That was the intention of the entire series. That was the intention of the entire coffee break series. Key takeaways. So key takeaways, if I want to summarize everything now, and key takeaways, if I want to bring it down to 10 points, 12 points about this, was in the first lecture we learned was manual therapy has more of neurophysiological effects rather than mechanical effects. Now that is the current concept in manual therapy, that the effect which we get is more of spinal and through supraspinal mechanisms rather than correction of positional faults and disc derangements and something like that. So this is what Carlos emphasized in first session, if you remember, guys. Uh, Active stretch is better than passive stretch. So key takeaway, when you do your stretches, rather than passively stretching the hamstrings, why don't you maybe do a active stretch of hamstrings sitting on a long stool, which we had demonstrated, shared the videos with you. Why don't you, when you want to stretch I have seen patients or therapists stretching pectoralis major of patients with Parkinsonism. Why don't we give them active stretches rather than passive stretches? So one very key takeaway is, rather than doing passive stretch, go for active stretch. They're far more effective than passive ones. Load capacity model, I think इसका video हमने share किया था, and this was a beautiful I keep on seeing this video every 2 or 3 weeks, and it just it forms the base of my thinking in physiotherapy, is that yes, after an injury a couple of days of rest is necessary, but you cannot give too much of rest to a person. If that person needs to slowly get back to normalcy, you need to gradually increase the load on his musculoskeletal structure. So that is something, a key takeaway was understand the load capacity model. Do not prescribe too much of rest. I have seen patients with low back pain getting advice of 3 week के लिए bed rest पे जाओ, 4 week के लिए bed rest पे जाओ. People with minor knee pain, minor osteoarthritis being told uh, avoid exercises for 1 month, and then we will see. And those are wrong things, guys. Look back to load capacity model. Ask yourself, if I give him more rest, would he actually deteriorate or get better? Chronic pain is real. We had a nice discussion with Pradnya, and we जिसको हम लोग psycho patients कहते हैं, we need to, and you know what, almost 30-40% of patients who come to us are with chronic pain. So it's our duty to understand chronic pain better. We need to understand the mechanisms better. We need to understand our patients better so that we are able to help them. So understand chronic pain. So we have provided you with the material. You should go through that. Nerve techniques हमने उस दिन डिस्कस किए थे. So it's not just sliders and tensioners. First think of offloading the nerve. The takeaway was to think of offloading the nerve, then move on to your sliders and tensioners. And of course, don't forget the muscular imbalance which exists even in a person with a nerve injury. So that was the thing. Don't forget sensory motor training in patients with spine pain. I mean, this is one mistake which even I did up till now, was patients with low back pain, I will work on their strength, I will work on their flexibility, but maybe not much on their sensory motor training. So what Pradnya and Sandhya ma'am highlighted nicely the other day is that you have to also consider the sensory motor training in patients with spine pain. So if you are giving them 6 exercises, why doesn't 1 or 2 exercises amongst them be for sensory motor training? In fact, you will get better results, and they might actually not have chronic pain, or might not end with recurrent episodes. This is one thing which we created, and I would say we always keep on asking कि शुरू कहाँ कर रहे, where is our patient, and how to progress. When we used to have our discussion in the first 2 weeks of in the first 2 lockdowns, that is 6 weeks, and Priya used to always keep on asking us, physiotherapy हम लोग कहाँ पे, like is this physiotherapy or is it strength and conditioning? Where does physiotherapy end, where does strength and conditioning begin? Gym में और हम में फर्क क्या है? I think this is one thing which I feel nicely clears that doubt, is that we have to start with normalizing movement patterns, but if your client demands, you have to take him slowly upwards. And if you are going to work with clients with higher needs, you need to learn exercises such as we discussed the other day with Apurva, clean and jerk and other exercises. It depends upon who are going to be your clients. If you think your clients are going to be more of geriatrics, जो बीच में रेड लाइन है वहां तक चल जाएगा. But if you think your clients are going to be more active, are going to be sportsmen, then you need to uh, uh, have more okay, multi-joint complex exercises using entire kinetic chain work best. This is one thing which we have to say. Try to have multi-joint complex exercises rather than doing one muscle exercise. Initially, it could be good, but down the line, think of the entire kinetic chain when you are doing your exercises. And Nidhi, you are not going to use 2 kg ankle weight for strengthening of quadriceps. Okay, for 20 or 23, 24-year girl, the quadriceps 1 RM is around 31 kilos. So understand that. Okay, so we don't underestimate your strength. Don't underestimate the strength of your patients. We are all pretty much stronger, and we discussed this nicely in our session about the 2 kg dumbbell in a physiotherapy clinic. Okay, we need to. And रुचिरा मैम ने बहुत अच्छा एक एग्जांपल दिया था कि आपका जो कुकर है घर पे वो 8 किलो का है. So when we are lifting a cooker, why do you really think so much about lifting a 2 kilo or 3 kilo dumbbell? Okay, so understand that maybe if you are setting up a physiotherapy clinic, you need to keep this in mind that you might need heavier weights in your clinic if you want to rehabilitate patients, and don't really and they're safe. So don't really worry about them, and don't underestimate your capacity also. Okay, don't use 2 kilo weight to strengthen your quadriceps. Okay. uh, Last few points. Okay, fast versus slow thinking, and we discussed this in decision making, and I introduced you to a very nice book, and please try to go into a slow kind of a decision making, a hypothetical deductive model, especially not just for those who are going for exams, but even for the clinicians. Is that बहुत बार हम लोग मिस आउट कर देते हैं कि we remember a patient जहाँ पे he had a lateral ankle pain, and Oshi, me, Masumi, we were thinking of it being a lateral ligament injury, tibia, peroneus injury, something like that. And Pradnya had suggested, why don't you try slumps mobilization, and that worked very well with him. So कभी-कभी हम लोग भूल जाते हैं. So if we need to have a slow thinking कि exactly क्या structure हो सकता है, what could be the contributing factors, what is the dominant pain type. We have shared those with you. Please do that and reduce the errors in your decision making. That is very crucial to be a good clinician. Body language is very important. We had some tips, and one of you had Joshita had asked me for the book. I'll share that book with you. Don't worry about NLP, neuro linguistic program. I'll share that book with you. Body language is very important when you talk to your patients. Eye contact is very important, and there are a few funny body language which you can use to manipulate your patients. Okay, I always say one thing is very important is to appreciate. Everybody likes appreciation, or आजकल के ज़माने में nobody gets appreciation. So I would say is that it's very important to appreciate your patient. It's that appreciate them, and if you take this as one key getaway, I would be very happy. Is that uh, be more appreciative about your patients, about your family, about your friends, and people will like you more. And if they like you more, your treatments are more effective, and your clinic is far more successful. Yeah, just right now we had a patient coming in, and Oshin told him that your paunch is looking much better now. So he was like, yeah, that's good. So yeah, appreciate them very certainly. Uh, Spend time with grassroots athletes, and we had uh, Ayush with us, and Ayush nicely explained that is that don't most of you here are very young. Don't really worry about the money right now. Okay, if your future you think is in sports, you need to spend time with the athletes. There is no point of sitting in fancy clinics and thinking we are going to be sports physiotherapists. You need to spend time with grassroots athletes, talk to their coaches, understand their needs. उनकी needs क्या है? Has to be communication between us and them. Straightly saying कि coach सुनता नहीं हमारा, athletes अपना काम करते. I think it's up to us to reach out to them. So as sports physiotherapists, it's very important for us to reach out to our athletes, and not just don't just think of straight away I'm going to be with the MCA, I'm going to be at with Virat Kohli. First think of grassroots, and there's so much of work which is there, which can be done at grassroots level. As I was telling the other days, there's so much of work. Even a BPT could help a grassroots football team to such a immense level, and I think you need to do that. Ocean shared some beautiful injury prevention predicting tests. Those can be practiced with these teams, and you can help them prevent injuries. You can help them improve their performances. Introduce newer forms of exercises. Today we learned Pilates, we discussed animal flows, Apurva ma'am showed Olympic lifts. Life just gets more exciting. Patients like them more. Don't get stuck to one form of exercise. If I am going to be a McKenzie practitioner, I'm only going to do McKenzie. You do McKenzie, do Pilates, do animal flow, do Olympic lifts, do your Kisner exercises. Why do you want to stick to any one form of exercises? Okay, there is nothing called as right exercise and wrong exercise. Okay, the exercise which you do actually is the right exercise. So please don't think of anything right and wrong. Do your exercises, and introduce newer and newer exercises in your treatments. Recent advances, and it is हमारे टाइम को इतना इजीली accessible nahi tha, but nowadays whichever article we want, we get it, and keep a habit of reading recent advances, and it just clears so much of doubts. you 2015 के articles already free of cost available है, and we still discuss that bending forward in spine pain is bad. It just means we are not reading enough. Okay, it just means we are not reading enough. Repeatedly people are saying that change your attitude towards certain diseases, and if we don't do that, it means we are not reading enough. We read recent advances from good journals. Most of them nowadays are open source. British Medical Journal, JOS PT, Physical Therapy are beautiful journals. You should take them. Spend time exercising. It's very crucial, as Dhara also mentioned, is that before we show the exercises, it's important that we are able to do those exercises. Not everyone needs to क्या कहते हैं, be an expert Olympic lifter, or ऐसे हम लोग नहीं कहते, but you need to do the exercise. You need to be able to do that exercise to certain level of competency before we show that exercise to your patient. So read advances when you are traveling to your college, when you're traveling to the clinic. Read recent advances and spend time exercising. Clinic में अगर patient नहीं है, it's wonderful to spend time exercising. That is, and the last and I think the most क्या कहते हैं, important point from all of this is that you need to meet your colleagues, you need to meet your friends for a cup of coffee, for beer, for lunch, for but you need to meet your colleagues, you need to talk to your colleagues. Our profession, बहुत बार लोग बोलते कि I'm bored with my profession, it's not fun. I see a lot of my IT friends, guys who would spend almost every weekend going out somewhere. Or physio में हम लोग we would not do that with each other, we would do that with our other friends. Okay, why not? If your clinic is there, go out with your clinic ka team, order something in your clinic. You should we do that quite often in positive, yeah, and that helps us to keep our morale high, and that helps us and if we are happy, that clearly reflects when we treat patients, is that please meet your colleagues, and don't discuss physiotherapy if you go on coffee time with them, but meet your colleagues. There could be some ideas like what if like some sparks can come out. Somebody might say, what, I used Pilates the other day, and wow, that's good, let me go and check out on what is Pilates. Somebody might say, there is a course on Olympic which is going to happen, and say, let me go and check it out. So the entire intention of this sessions were that it was not about teaching you or preaching you about things because these are available. The idea was to spark that curiosity, spark that imagination, what more can be done in physiotherapy, and how to keep our profession fun, yet effective. It's a wonderful profession, and yeah,